Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday Chinese English Academy, your daily guide to Chinese language and culture. I'm Ming.
And I'm Emma. We are back.
Today, we're talking about something that's been happening among young Chinese people in the last couple of years, a tiny language revolution.
A language revolution?
The Chinese language has been around for 4,000 years, and in the last 2 years, it's suddenly picked up 2 new adjectives. 2 adjectives that aren't Chinese characters. They're 2 letters from the English alphabet, the letter I and the letter E.
English letters in Chinese?
Yes, young Chinese people now describe each other's personality not with the words introverted or extroverted anymore. They say, I'm an I person, she's an E person. Today we'll talk about how this happened, how it's used, and what cultural shift is underneath it. Before we get to the new words, let me teach you the 2 old words, the 2 most basic Chinese adjectives for personality. Nèixiàng and wàixiàng.
内向
Nèixiàng. Nè means inside. Xiàng means direction. So nèixiàng, literally, the direction is inward. A person whose mind goes inward. An introverted person likes being alone, thinks things through in their head, doesn't go out of their way to talk to people.
内向
And wàixiàng.
外向
Wàixiàng. Wai means outside. Xiàng means direction. So wàixiàng, the direction is outward. An extroverted person, someone who gets energy from talking to other people.
外向 These 2 words sound pretty close to the English concepts.
The meanings are the same, but the cultural attitude in traditional China toward these 2 words very different from the West.
Different how?
In traditional Chinese culture, being nèixiàng is a flaw,
Not a neutral description?
not neutral. Chinese parents have been telling introverted kids since forever, you're too nèixiàng, you'll lose out when you grow up. Chinese workplaces have always favored the extroverted personality, someone who can drink with clients, sing at KTV, chat with a stranger and find out their kid's age within 5 minutes. An introverted employee was usually thought of as not proactive enough, doesn't know how to handle people, definitely won't make it in sales. For 30 years, China treated nèixiàng as something you were supposed to overcome, until MBTI showed up. MBTI is a Western personality test that sorts people into 16 types. Each type is 4 letters, like INTJ, ESTP, INFP.
I've taken this test.
Almost every young person in an English-speaking country has, but MBTI didn't really land in China until 2022, when it suddenly exploded.
How did it explode?
A free MBTI test website went viral on Xiaohongshu. Hundreds of millions of people took it. MBTI stayed on Weibo's trending list for months.
And then?
And then, young Chinese people did something really interesting. They threw away the last 3 letters.
Wait, what?
Yes, the other letter pairs, N versus S, T versus F, J versus P, nobody bothered to remember them. Everyone just remembered the first letter, I or E, introverted or extroverted. And those 2 letters got brought into Chinese. They became 2 new words, I-ren and E-ren.
I-ren and E-ren.
I-ren, the I is just the English letter I. The ren means person. So ren is a Chinese character meaning person. So ren means person. So I-ren, literally an I-type person, E-ren, an E-type person. The first half is an English letter, the second half is a Chinese character. These 2 words came into everyday Chinese conversation around 2023. Here's the fun part. When Chinese people say I-ren, they don't pronounce the I using the Chinese pinyin I. They pronounce it like the English letter, I. And the E in E-ren is pronounced like the English letter E.
So it's I-ren and E-ren.
Exactly. These aren't transliterations. They're literally English letters dropped into Chinese.
How common is this?
Universal among young people. When two young Chinese people meet for the first time, the question used to be, what's your zodiac sign? Now it's, are you I or E?
Whoa!
A 4,000-year-old language officially accepted two new adjectives in 2023. Both adjectives are letters from a different alphabet system. Around the same time as iren and iren went mainstream, two more words took off. These two started as internet slang. Now they're everyday vocabulary. First one, 社恐.
社恐
社恐. 社 means social. 恐 means fear. 社恐 is short for 社交恐惧症. The full phrase means social fear illness, social phobia.
社恐
When people today say, I'm 社恐, they don't mean a clinical anxiety disorder. It's become a cultural label, meaning I get drained in big group settings. I'd rather skip if I can.
Sounds a lot like iron.
Almost overlapping, but there's a subtle difference. Iren describes your personality. 社恐 describes your behavior. And iren isn't necessarily 社恐, but people who are 社恐 usually also call themselves iren. And then there's the opposite. 社牛.
社牛
社牛. 社, same character, social. 牛 means bull. But in Chinese, 牛 also means something else. Awesome. This person is very 牛 means this person is amazing. So, 社牛, literally social amazing. Someone who's a beast in social situations.
社牛 Give me an example.
I have a friend who's 社牛. We walk into a meeting room. There's a complete stranger standing at the door, the new client. Within 30 seconds, she's already chatting with the client about how old his kids are, what kindergarten they go to, whether they can paint.
30 seconds?
30 seconds. And then she turns around and tells me, this client is a nice guy, we'll close him later. That's 社牛.
Wow.
And then I have a 社恐 colleague. Every year, on the day of the company's team building event, he calls in sick. 3 years in a row. Every single year, sudden stomach ache.
Your boss hasn't figured it out?
Of course the boss figured it out. But Chinese workplaces have developed a kind of collective tolerance for 社恐. Everyone pretends to believe his stomach ache is real, because everyone secretly understands nobody actually wants to go to team building. And this brings us to the most interesting part of this episode. Chinese workplaces have favored extroverts for 30 years. But in 2024, a phrase suddenly went viral on the Chinese internet. I ran ban da shi.
I people get big things done?
That's the literal translation. I people can also do big things. I people might even do bigger things.
How did it go viral?
It started with people pointing out a bunch of introverted scientists, engineers, writers, artists. They were all I types, but they changed the world. Then young people started saying, half joking, right, we I people don't talk much, but we write code until 2 in the morning. I ran ban da shi turned into a kind of cultural rebellion, a pushback against the 30-year story that you have to be extroverted to succeed.
A slogan that became a cultural movement.
Yes, and then it spawned a whole library of memes and one-liners. I ran, please don't make me go to KTV. I ran, even my dog is more E than I am. I ran, need to charge up. E ran, need to discharge.
Are these everyday phrases?
All every day. Let me describe a real Chinese young person company 聚会 scene.
聚会
聚会. 聚 means gather, 会 means meeting. So 聚会, literally gathering meeting, any event that brings people together. A company team building, dinner with friends, a class reunion, all called 聚会.
聚会
A company 聚会 starts at 9 p.m. By 10 p.m., the E people are hogging the karaoke mic. By 11, E people are lining up to dance on stage. Where are the I people?
Drinking?
No, the I people are in the corner pretending to look at their phones. At 11:30, they start texting messages. Something came up at home, gotta go. Then they slip out, go home, close the door, take a shower, lie in bed, finally back in their own world. End of the night, the E people post on social media, "Great Ju Hui tonight." The I people click like on that post, then lie in bed thinking, "I am never doing that again."
This is literally me.
I people everywhere are the same. Let me give you a few real conversations young Chinese people have. If you go to China and talk to anyone under 30, these will come up. Scene 1. Friend. "Ju Hui this weekend. You coming?" You. "Nope. I'm an I-Ren. I need to charge up."
Charge up.
Charge up. I people use a battery metaphor for their energy. Being around people drains the battery. Being alone recharges it. E people are the opposite. Being alone makes them low battery. Being around people charges them. Scene 2. Coworker. "That new hire seems a little shuokong." You. "He's not shuokong. He just doesn't want to talk to you."
Huh.
Scene 3. Friend. "Is your mom an E-Ren?" You. "She's E to the max. Half an hour with her and I'm exhausted."
E to the max.
Literally, E to explode. Young Chinese speakers add dao bao to the point of explosion after an adjective to mean extremely. 社牛到爆, 爱到爆, 累到爆, all valid.
The Chinese language has been around for 4,000 years. In 2024, it accepted 2 new adjectives, pulled out of a Western personality test, written in letters from a different alphabet. This looks like an internet meme on the surface, but the cultural shift underneath is real. Young Chinese people have started treating introverted as a default option, not a flaw. Saying, "I'm an E-Ren" became a self-explanation, not a self-criticism. A language that for 4,000 years equated nèixiàng with "you'll lose out" has started to accept being an E-Ren is also fine. 6 words for today. Nèixiàng, nèixiàng, introverted. Wàixiàng, wàixiàng, extroverted. E-Ren and E-Ren, the new MBTI labels. 社恐, 社恐, social anxiety. 社牛, 社牛, social bull. 聚会, 聚会, gathering. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.